Hey, you guys, we are back to do another review of Iyanla Fix My Life, which was called An Open Letter to All Black Men. So this was very emotional, but it was very enlightening. So let's go ahead and get into it.
We keep it on camera.
Yep. Yeah. LY.
All right, there we go. Hey, co-ed fam, what's going on? Welcome back to another video from Kourtney and Eddie. I am Eddie, aka E-Dub, and this is my lovely wife,
Kourtney, also known as Coco.
What's the pause for?
I thought you were finna say something
What's
else.
the pause for? But
You
anyway,
want to be petty.
welcome back to another video. This is Kourtney and Eddie. This channel is all about reviews, relationships, and tonight we're going to talk about Iyanla Fix My Life.
So, if you hadn't already, go ahead and subscribe to this amazing channel because you're going to enjoy content like this, or you may not. And if you're watching us on Facebook, make sure you hit like and follow. And on all social media sites, comment down below and do what? Follow us on TikTok. Follow me right now because I ain't participating in none, but I am a TikToking. So
She only got 2 TikTok videos, 3 at the most. And, you know, just go check them out and y'all tell me what y'all think about it. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
And I already got a bunch of followers.
How many? What was a bunch?
About 21.
Ooh.
Started from the bottom, now I'm here.
You ain't there yet, you know, 21 followers.
That was pretty good in the day.
Anyway, this is a serious video. So here we go.
All right, so it is basically it's talking about a father that lost his wife to cancer, and I don't know how long she died. She passed away. I don't know how many years it's been, but and so basically,
I think it's 4 years. Basically,
after her death, his sons have pretty much just lost control and just been buck wilding and wilding out. And so the aunt, which is the
father's sister.
Yeah, she wrote to Iyanla Fix My Life. So she wanted her nephews to get help because if not, she knew that they would end up in the prison pipeline. And so that's what basically everything is all about. So it's starting out with Iyanla is talking to Steve Perry, Dr. Steve Perry, which I know some of you guys said it before, but will he be the one that's taking her place? You know, will they call it something else to replace, you know, Iyanla?
His name is Dr. Steve Perry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back in the 80s, there was a lead singer for the singer, I think the lead singer of the group Journey. Yeah, rock band Journey. His name is Steve Perry.
Really?
Yeah, so just want to point that out to you.
So he's helping her, and I think Iyanla brought him in. I think maybe he was in a long time ago, maybe 1 or 2 episodes, but I know she's really brought him in his last couple of seasons, and I think that it's really necessary to get a man's perspective, you know, because we know sometimes when she started interviewing some of these men, it just went far left. You know, DMX, I would say, was one of them.
That's my first time seeing Dr. Steve Perry. And, you know, I quite enjoyed the guy. Like, he hit things on the point. He was strong,
straight shooter.
firm.
Yeah.
And, you know, and a lot of the young men, that's what they need.
Yep. So, I'm just trying to read what I wrote. So black men need the guidance to help them to not go to prison. And so Iyanla has set up this thing where she's trying to really illustrate the prison pipeline. So she has the education, this tunnel, and then she has the prison. So according to statistics, it seems like our black men are set up to fail. It's set up, the system is designed to set them up to failure and go from education straight to prison. If they even
the reason
fully
why,
graduate.
Yeah, and the reason why that's how you break up the black family.
Oh yeah.
Take the dad out the black man out the household. Then the wife or the mother has to raise the sons,
right?
And that cycle continues, you
right.
know. So you need a father to raise a son.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real. A lot of women gonna say, well, yeah, but some things a woman can't teach a young man.
Yeah. And now let's say this may be a different scenario, because when the mom died, the soul, the foundation of the family, when she died, everything went south.
Yeah.
So she was the authority in the household. You know, the dad was the softer side, but she was the one. And one of the sons said that, you know, mom could see through all my lies. She could see through all that, and she didn't play. So everything was in order when she was alive.
Yeah, but the problem with the dad was his dad.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't see how his dad was supposed to treat him
Right.
as a son, because his dad had a nervous breakdown, and after that, basically, you know, he was on medication. He couldn't really be a father to the dad.
Right.
So he didn't know how to be a dad and a
That's
father.
true.
So that cycle continued.
Yeah. So Iyanla is talking to Dr. Perry, and so they just having a discussion, and he's basically saying the system is designed to keep us basically down. And normally by the 4th grade, it's just that they're expected to not even make it, like drop out, get expelled from school. And I think he said he was expelled.
Yeah, he was expelled, and he said the earlier you're expelled from school, that means the more often you will be expelled throughout school, because you setting a pattern up for that child to be expelled, suspended from school.
Yeah, 46% of children expelled from kindergarten are blacks. So,
man, you know, I got expelled from school. Well, I got suspended from school for fighting, but I was a junior. That was the only time I was suspended. But yeah, I've seen a lot of guys I grew up with. They stayed in trouble, expelled or suspended from school, and when they graduate, if they graduate, they continue the same path, that same lifestyle. They never got out of it.
So David Sr. is coming in, and as I said before, his sister wrote in, and so she was she's really concerned about her nephews. So Iyanla said that she was sitting down talking to David, and basically, you know, talking about, you know, how his sons are, you know, he's explaining to him, you know, the trouble that they've been in and everything. And so she had that pipeline up there, and she wanted him to put, you know, a graph as far as when do you expect them to, you know, how close they are to going to prison. So I don't know if he did, you know, some months, 6 months or something like that or whatever. So, you know, she even expressed her own self, you know, like she said that she got a grandchild that she raised pretty much, you know, and he's in jail right now. He's 26 years old. She said it wasn't because of something that basically heinous he did, but it was something stupid that he did. So basically how our black men are not given a chance. So Iyanla is asking, you know, the dad about his passport. Has he ever had a passport? Have he ever even been outside the country? And from the scene, like, they really and truly haven't traveled even much out the state. But so she gave him, so she basically was doing a prop, so to speak. So she had a passport, and she's giving him tickets. And one of the tickets that he is giving is fear, and also a broken heart. So of course he never properly grieved since the loss of his wife, and that was his best friend. One thing that, you know, Iyanla faces him toward the window, so I guess so he can really and truly have an opportunity to break down and cry if he wanted to, without being, you know, directly in front of the cameras. And so she said, you know, I just hear that you must admit that you even mad at God. At that point, he just basically broke down. And you know, when on our other channel, you know, that we have, which is called Firestarter, I was actually interviewing a person that, you know, how to get over grief. And one of the questions I did ask her is that, was she ever mad at God for, you know, the loss of her mom? And I do understand that a lot of people in their grief, you know, blame God. You know, why did he have to take her? Why did she have to leave? So forth and so on. And I know even as me, as a young child, it was a time where I was even mad at God for some things that happened, and, you know, for a long time, you know, but of course I was, you know, a child. So there are times when people, you know, may not understand what's going on in their life, and they do get mad at God and blame God for it, you know. So that was one of the things that, you know, and you just admit it, you know what I'm saying? I even had to tell God, yeah, I was mad at you, like, you know, for, you know, allowing, not saying that he was the cause of it, but there's some things that, you know, God allowed, you know, to happen in my life, and I was mad at him for it. So, you know, and you have to admit it, and I'm saying it's okay, just admit it, you know, but get healed from it and move forward from it.
Man. Like I said, I've never been in that predicament before, but I can understand why somebody will get mad. And sometimes you have to just, like I said, once you admit it, that you are, it closes the wound, it helps with closure. So
and then
it move on. Like
it causes healing. You know, whether you get the counseling you need and express it in that aspect, or just talk to God in itself, and you know, it's so much. You can get healing from it, but you just have to admit it. He said that what broke him down and said that, you know, he's a teacher, he's a preacher, he's done so much other good attributes, and he get this, you know what I'm saying? So I can imagine how hurtful that is. You've done, just say a person done good in the community, they've done this, they've done that, they've done a lot of great things, although we're not saved by works, you know what I'm saying, but he's done a lot of good things. But then, you know, his wife, you know, passed of cancer. That was hard.
Like I said, that's understandable. You know? You put in the work, and this is what I get. You know? So
So Dr. Steve come in and talk to him about his sons, and you know, just basically have an open conversation with him. He told him that, you know, it seems like he does not punish them. He doesn't hold them accountable for the actions that they do. And he was like, you know, like even taking their cell phone, you know, if you pay the bill, take the cell phone, you know, until, you know, they have changed behavior and stuff. So that's something that he hasn't done.
The dad, you know, he didn't want to get his kids upset with him. You know, you don't want to be, you know, most parents, I'm not saying most, but some parents, they don't want their kids upset with them because you know you want your kids to look up to you. You want your kids to love you, and you feel like if you come down hard on them, that they're gonna look at you a certain way and they're gonna get mad at you. You don't want that. You don't want that tension with your child. So I can kind of see why he did what he did, but when you do that, you're not holding the kids accountable for their actions. So when they do things, they got to have repercussions of what they do, and he's not doing that for his sons.
So let's move on to the son Lawrence that came in. As we know now that, you know, Lawrence is adopted, and so Iyanla got him in. And she put him in actually told him to get in the pipeline. You know, basically she wanted them to feel it. I can't imagine being in there because I just feel like I'm claustrophobic. I would want to hurry and get up out of there.
Yeah,
so
it seems like, you know how you get those MRI machines? Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's the one I trip off of. I can't do that.
I don't have no issues with them.
Yeah, everybody not the same. So Iyanla said that you got. I want you to realize that one slip up and it's a wrap for you. They not finna have no mercy on you. They just gonna look at you as just another black man gone. And she said that one thing that about it, they don't even see you as human. So she is really trying to drill it in their head that, look, this can't be your life. This don't need to be your life.
Well, yeah, I agree with that, but sometimes it has to do a lot with your status, meaning money. If you're rich, oh man, it's a different set of laws for you.
Yeah. He also expressed that him and his brother sometimes fight two to three times a week, and even their father has had a heart attack because
trying to break them up.
Yeah, trying to break up their fights. I was like, golly. Once the mom died, he found freedom. This is what he said, because, you know,
and the mom, she didn't want.
She was strict on
Yeah,
him.
very strict.
Yep.
And that's sometimes, you know, there's a lot of moms strict, but I usually see the dad being strict, especially when it comes to boys, you know. Now, when a father have a daughter, game over, man.
Put in his hand.
Yeah,
Put
game
in his
over.
hand. So he said, yeah, look, so his mom was strict. His mom, he said that, yeah, he is a liar. he admitted to that.
And did he lie about being a liar?
No. Did I lie? No, he did not lie. He told the truth.
Yeah, that's the only time he told the truth,
right? And so, also he was just saying that his mom is strict. That she knew when he was lying. Like, boy, get out of here! I know you're lying. So she knew when he was lying. But his dad he don't know that. He easily manipulates his dad because his dad believe anything he tell him, evidently. And so that he said that he found freedom when his mama passed. He just went wilding out. He started selling drugs. He got he was in a car accident, and then he got shot up in the car about 50 times. Yeah. And 50 times? Did he say 50 times?
He said they shot 50 times, 50 rounds or something. Yeah, because he said he had to save one of his friends' life.
And then he said that 3 bullets went through a little
hoodie.
hat.
Hoodie. Yeah, so God spared him his life, so...
Then he expressed that he had a child on the way. You almost had a child?
Your dad know about it? Nobody knew about it. And we figured out why, huh?
Yep. And so Dr. Steve said, how did you get in the... So she brought Dr. Steve in and they talked. He said, how did you get to be a hood person when you didn't grow up in the hood? Like, he was like, you want to talk about that part?
Yeah. Some guys, some kids, they grow up in the suburbs, but they see that thug life on television. They see it, man, that's exciting, man. So they try to live that life. They're not from the streets, but they want to be up the streets, okay? And once they get caught up in that stuff, it's kind of hard for them to get out of it. And they do it for the excitement because they see it on television. It's been glamorized on TV, on music, whatnot. And being from the hood, yeah, that's your environment. That's what you live with. That's what you deal with every day. And some people make it out the hood. And when they make it out, you really don't want to go back, you know what I'm saying? Unless you go back to help your community out.
Right.
And I just think when the mom died, he saw that lifestyle. He acted out, got in the streets, got with that crowd. It's hard for him to get out now. Mm-hmm. He can get out if he want to, but he's going to have to really want it.
Yeah. And basically what I was trying to get at more so is that Dr. Steve called him out.
Oh, yeah, he called him out. How can you be from the hood? How can you be in the streets and you from Mayberry?
Suburbs.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Well.
So the suburbs. So anyway, so now David, which is 17, I don't know how Lawrence, how old was he?
20.
Okay. So David, which is 17, David Jr., he walks in. So when they walk in, she giving them this map and for them to pick out different things and places they want to travel to.
Which makes sense. If you're in jail, you can't travel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right now, the world's in your hands. Right now, you go in. Well, right now, but you know what I mean. But you can go anywhere you want to.
Yeah.
And once you get in that system, that's game over. You can't go nowhere.
Yeah. So she also wants him to get in the pipeline, and so he gets in there, and I think he put his, as far as...
At first he put it way back there.
Yeah.
Like and Dr. Perry said, come on, man, be real.
Yeah. And so Iyanla said, what do you say about you? That when it comes to black men, what do they say about you? Like, he said, I'm worthless, and stuff like that. That's the way they see us. So, when he was in that pipeline, she wanted him to, think about your mama, like this right here, do it for your mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, make her proud. Even though she's not here, make her proud, and don't let this be your life.
I'm gonna say something real quick about the 2 young kids or young men. They seem like they're real intelligent. And they, still have a opportunity to turn their lives around.
Oh, yeah.
They just gonna have to want it. And smart guys, man, and they gotta they have to show their father a little more compassion.
Oh, yeah.
Their dad went through a lot, so...
He said that, so Dr. Steve came in there, so he even talked about his grades and stuff. Like, he was in AP classes.
AP class, playing piano, all that, man.
Yeah, and he basically started hanging out with the wrong people. He admits that, messing up, and also admit to being a follower, which he said it's okay to be a follower as long as you're following the right crowd, the right people. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody, you want to hang out with somebody that is selling cars.
Right.
I mean, you want to hang out with somebody that's selling the cars instead of somebody just hanging out smoking weed in the cars.
Well, the thing is, if you following somebody and following their footsteps,
right,
that's doing something good or somebody contributing to society in a good way, yeah, that's fine. Following their footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
But you follow these people that's not doing anything, just bringing the community down.
You don't want that.
You don't want that, man. Just hopefully he can kind of understand that and see the right path to go.
So also they all come together and they sit down, and you got the two sons, the aunt, and the dad. So this is when they find out that Lawrence was like, "What, baby?" Like Iyanla trying to confront him, like, "Okay, you said you had to. Did your dad know that?" He was like, "No, brother didn't know that. Nobody knew that." So he was like, "I ain't want to try and tell them. I ain't want them to know my business. I ain't want them to know." So she said, "You saying you ain't want nobody to know, but you told 4 cameras. You was sitting in front of 4 cameras, and you told me, and you don't even know me like that."
Yeah, I believed him at first. Then when he said something, well, I don't want to talk about it right now. And she asked him, "When you gonna tell him?" Later on in life.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You gonna wait till the dad be on the deathbed? Dad.
Or the child 15.
Yeah, or 31. Hey, Dad, this grown man. My son, so that makes sense.
Anyway, they also talked about Lawrence being held accountable for some things that he's done, he never did pay his dad back for the
car.
Yeah. And he was also, Dr. Perry told him to the next day to go online and get papers so that he could be a policeman and firefighter to get the papers.
I think it was selective service or something like that. I'm not sure what it was, but yeah, he needed to just get the paperwork and everything so he can put in to be a fireman because he wanted to be a police officer and a fireman
to protect.
Yeah.
And also David, the youngest one, he wanted to. He made a agreement with Dr. Steve that he was supposed to email his teacher and tell his teacher that he wanted to catch up on his grades and copy him on.
Work and
wake up early at a certain time and get it done. So he gave them homework pretty much to do. So now we on day 2. Day 2
was a hot mess.
What's his name? Lawrence is hurled over the trash can. And he at the time he wasn't feeling good. So they got all his medicine on the table. So they trying to give him, he got his water and stuff. He said his chest was tight and, his stomach was hurt. And here come Iyanla. What she said, "Do you got a fever?"
No.
Ain't got no fever? Well, you know what this sound like.
I know this illness. This is called what? Don't F for me.
Yeah.
Don't F for me illness.
Yeah. So she called him out, and anyways, Dr. Steve was talking to him and stuff. Was like, man, if you really feeling bad, now I'm gonna get you to the hospital.
I think they did. If you feeling bad, we're not gonna take no chances. We're gonna send you to the hospital, let the doctors check you out. But they asked the dad, "Do you really think Lawrence is sick?" And the dad, once again, I think that's the issue. No, he know he's not.
She said, "Go in your gut, not your head."
Yeah, and he know in his gut that he wasn't sick, but he didn't want to put it out there like that. So if you put it out there like that, like Dr. Perry said, you put it out there like that, that means you got to confront it. Right. And he didn't want to confront it, so he said, "I don't know." You know what I'm saying?
And so anyway, so they called the ambulance and. He even amped it up, honey. He was on that stretch, and I heard him go, "Oh!" He even holding on to something.
I said, okay, maybe he is also appendicitis or...
He amped it up, honey. As soon as that dad...
Alien or something gonna pop out of stuff. I don't know. Wait. He put it on.
So, also, too, he said the dad... Come to find out that he did told his dad, I guess, that morning, I wasn't feeling good, and his brother was like, no, he lying. So
the brother knew. So
and it seems like he really and truly just kind of faked everything, so he wouldn't have to be held accountable because he did not. Because she asked him, "Did you do your homework?" Nope. Did you Did you pay your daddy the money back? Nope. You know what I'm saying? You just got sick this morning. You supposed to pay him back that last night because you said I'm gonna pay when we go back to the hotel or something like that. So yeah.
So he got sick to get out of responsibilities.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
And so, anyway, so David, the next day, of course, day 2, David comes in. They're eating breakfast with Dr. Steve and Iyanla. So Dr. Perry, his name's Steve Perry. Sometimes I may call him either one. So Dr. Perry asked him, about the changes. He was telling him about the changes that he did, so he was proud that he did send the email to the teacher.
He said he got extra early in the morning to do the work and send the email to the teacher and whatnot. And you could see the young man he was proud of what he did. Yeah. Because he was gleaming, he was beaming, he was like, he's proud. If
you're watching this, great job, David.
Yeah, and it was a good job. You know what I'm saying? I said, I just, like Dr. Perry says, keep that up. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no more negativity in your life. No more criticism in your life. Right. And like he said something about when the aunt was sitting there, instead of the aunt, saying, well, you know what, we'll work on that, yada yada. She like, and when you do a child like that, they ain't all gonna tell you anything because they don't want to hear that.
Right. All that negativity.
Yeah. So.
And he also said that don't be ashamed for doing the right thing. Don't be embarrassed for that. I see your whole aura has changed. Yeah. It's just all in your whole countenance. Like yesterday, you was dark. You was like, you got some demons released at you. So your whole aura has changed. So don't ever. And sometimes your crowd will shame you for doing the right thing.
It's all about peer pressure. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When you doing something good or you doing the right thing, you a nerd, you soft, you a square. Yep. And and that peer pressure, it affects young guys and girls too.
Right.
And that's when you gotta be strong. You can't let that peer pressure get you down. You got to look at it like this. You do good, you get rewarded with good things. Do bad, you get rewarded with bad things.
Right.
And and my mom always tell me, if your friend jump off the cliff, you gonna jump off with them? No, of course not. But some kids nowadays, they probably will jump on right off with them. So. Yeah.
So, David, she did ask a question, about his brother. And so, he was just saying that, he don't trust his brother. Even the fact that, it's times where they even got in fights together where his brother didn't help him fight. His brother helped the dude
his brother
fight.
Friend,
fight him. So, she was like, wow. So it seems to find out, that maybe he got some adoption issues. He said him and his brother were his brother was more of the one that was, I guess, praised because he was athletic. He did this, he did that. And they had a little competition going on.
Yeah, but when you have competition, it breeds jealousy, so but you're right. I think the issue with the Lawrence, the older brother, is the adoption thing. How they handle the adoption. The dad didn't handle it well. You know what I'm saying? I think if you had told that his son early on, I think it would have been better off. But you wait till you get, how old was he when he found out he was adopted? In the teens, I think. So it probably affected him in a negative way.
And another thing, David is angry too because when he tried to tell his dad that his brother manipulated him, he don't listen to him. Excuse me. So he's more so mad that his
own dad don't listen to him when he's trying to help him out.
Yeah, and he's trying to help him out, and he's being manipulated by his own son. So, of course, I think they went to the hospital. Well, the dad went to the hospital to check on him. Child, honey, he said, listen, I'm finna leave you the next day. He FaceTimed him. So he was like, and he pulled down that mask and started laughing. Yeah. So, anyway. So he came on back. Iyanla was like, listen, I'm not putting him on camera. If he's sick, fine, but, he just won't film the rest of this. So he pretty much out of it. So she sit down and talked to David Jr. and David. And they was talking about, he was just expressing to his dad, I think that, Lawrence manipulate you. I can see past all of his stuff and you don't see it. And so he was like, well, don't tell me how to parent. And they was like, that's the wrong answer. Mm-hmm. Your son is telling you basically, you asking like what you want me to do about it, but then you shut down, and so you're not listening. You're almost dismissing what he had to say to you. So that's not the proper way you handle it.
Yeah, because the son basically like trying to talk to you. You're not listening to him when he's talking. So he's screaming at you what's going on. You're still not listening to him. So what are you going to do next? Of course he's going to act out to get your attention. And that's the issue right there.
Yeah. So it was one thing that now David Jr. is very smart, very intelligent. He was actually talking like he was in his 20s and he's just 17 years old.
Oh, yeah. He did talk like he's real mature, man.
I was like, dude, just 17.
Yeah. Man, I just, he, like I said, he was smart in school, man. And just hopefully he they said, continue on that path, man.
And he can travel the world. So, but yeah, he was, just the way he was interacting with his dad. It wasn't disrespectful or anything.
The only thing I didn't like about that, he did curse a couple of times.
Yeah.
And, hopefully.
I don't think he was cursing at him.
He used curse word. Yeah, right. I get it.
So, David Jr. said, one thing that was very profound, and he told the truth on this. He said that after, because she was like, is this the same man that,
That's one before you go there. One thing, David Jr., I saw a lot of maturity with him. He took responsibility of his mistakes.
Right.
Like, you go ahead, say what you gotta say.
So he said, Iyanla says, this the same man that, when your mom was alive, he was like, no. He said, this is not the same man. He said, in fact, we broke this man down. I was like, God.
Yeah, he admitted it.
And he said, because he was stronger than this,
But he apologized to his dad, and,
and he said he didn't even realize they did that until I think maybe when he got there.
Right, when he got there.
He said he didn't even realize. He said, they broke him down. And so at that moment, somebody interrupted and said, listen, I got a information from the hospital about Lawrence and stuff. So David said she looked at it and Iyanla was like, wow. And so
David, let me read it to you, Dad.
Yeah, so he read it. He read it pretty good too.
And when he looked at it, he kind of snickered like, okay, I knew.
What the note said?
It basically said Lawrence went to the hospital, refused to see a doctor, he refused medical attention, and when the woman picked him up, he didn't have no paperwork. But basically he lied. Bottom line, he lied. Nothing was wrong with him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep. So was he? I guess he was at the hospital.
He was at the hospital.
Okay.
But I guess when the doctor, when they said he wanted to see the doctor, he said no.
So yeah, that's basically it. So he was like, Dave was like, I'm telling you, I proved my point. This basically what your son been doing all along.
To take it to that level, though, man.
Yeah,
I know.
He schemed in the midnight hour.
Yeah, but I know I might get in trouble for this, and my mom might get on me. But yeah, I know a couple of times I was in elementary school, I was like, I'm sick. But my mother called an ambulance on me.
Sure, I would have took it there, honey.
Yeah, you probably would.
Ambulance, okay, we got time today, honey. Bring it on, honey. But of course, that was a kid, trying to get out of whatever.
A 20-year-old man.
Yeah. And so anyway, he was saying that a person. Oh yeah, this was you had said this. So when Iyanla was saying this, and I wrote this down, so when a person is speaking and not being heard, they're going to yell. And when you're still not listening, then they're going to attack. And then the next thing, they're going to fight. So if they're not being heard, period, it's going to go from one extreme to the next, to the next, to the next. Yeah, and that's when they get out of control. So she also talked about Lawrence. Lawrence, one thing she do know, he did admit he was a liar, but he also is a hustler. So that's what he was doing, scheming and hustling, lying and scheming and hustling. So yeah. Iyanla said that it's better to know. This is what you had made this point, that sometimes we don't want to know, so it's better not to know than to have to deal with whatever it is that we deal with, and that's basically what the dad been doing. He don't want to deal with it.
He basically turning a blind eye to it because he don't want to deal with it, because the reason why he probably don't want to deal with it is because he's still grieving from his ex-wife.
Yeah.
And which is. It's tough to sit there and feed your wife through a tube day in, day out, and you basically watch her die as time goes on.
Slowly.
Yeah, and I feel for the guy. I really do.
Yeah, you was very emotional in the beginning of it. So yeah, even before it came on, you was very emotional. So yeah, and it was a touchy subject. It really truly was. But toward the end,
you put me on blast like that, huh?
You do me like that all the time. So at the end, she brought them back in, the three of them, because Lawrence, honey, he was probably catching a flight or a bus somewhere.
Lawrence probably like you don't remember the Incredible Hulk back in the 1970s?
Yeah, I do.
When he got at the end, he hitchhiked.
Oh yeah.
That's Lawrence's little backpack.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I thought it was a serious video, but I had to get that.
Yeah. So yeah, he was gone. So she brought them back in, and pretty much, to gave them their tickets to, they passed to their next level, the tickets to be able to, be free of some things. And one of them, as far as the dad, was loving. He needs loving. He needs some loving.
Maybe that would help him out.
That probably would.
If he find a companion.
Because she said the grief process for him is that he wake up every day thinking about if she wouldn't. He said, yeah, if she was here, I wouldn't have to deal with this. If she was here, I wouldn't have to deal. But she also told the sister, listen to your sister, get her involved in it, let a female come in there and help y'all out. Y'all need some help. So like that. And I don't know why she wasn't in it, but maybe they never wanted her in there. I don't know, but yeah. So. It was
to me, it was a good episode. To me, it was a very informative episode. My first time seeing Dr. Steve Perry, I think he's a good doctor. I don't know, like you said, is Iyanla gonna pass the torch to him now, which I think would be a smart thing to do if that's the case. And I just hope those young men learn something from this experience. And
they did give an update.
Go ahead with the updates. Cause we know one update.
No, go ahead.
I know the junior, Dave Jr. He's on the right path now. Catch up in schoolwork. Supposed to graduate on time too. Supposed to graduate on time. Lawrence been back with the family. The so-called baby on the way. Girlfriend was never pregnant.
Never.
He wanted the attention for some strange reason. That's just weird. And you went from lying about your girlfriend being pregnant to faking the funk to go to the hospital. He has some issues that need to be dealt with.
And she did say that they need to get counseling.
They need to get counseling for him, for real though. And what did he say about the dad?
I think he just
he said he get more structure in the family spend time with the sons, and he's been more in control of the sons now. And the aunt or the sister is more involved with the boys now. So yeah, this was pretty good. So, I think this was the final of Iyanla Fix My Life. So, and like I said, we even got Dr. Steve had a confessional, which would sound like, okay, you got a confession all by yourself. And like you were doing the Iyanla thing where, you got your own segue where you talking about it. So it kind of seems like, he may be, maybe they're going to call it a different show or something like that, but he may be involved. So. Yeah. And, to see a man do what Iyanla doing, I mean, hopefully he can be dealing with men, and cause we have a lot of broken young brothers out there, you know what I'm saying? And maybe that's what's needed, you know what I'm saying? Cause y'all women, y'all be on the forefront, y'all get all the help y'all want, Iyanla, how long Iyanla be on the air?
Oh, so sorry. I don't know. A long time. Very long time, honey. Because you've seen some episode with her little hair with about that little and stuff. So, a long time. So I've been watching her from the beginning. I know since she segued from Oprah off of coming on her show. So I've been watching for a long time.
So y'all got Oprah, y'all got Gail, y'all got Iyanla. So y'all got a lot of women to help y'all out. I don't know. Gail already will Oprah.
All right, so on that note, you guys, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. As you can see, I had gave y'all a little yarn at the end. I was trying to see what y'all look. So, but we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Hope you enjoyed this episode if you got to watch it. But, yeah, this is what y'all think about the finale. I guess this was the finale. What y'all think about it? So, on that note, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. That's all I got. What about you?
That's it.
All right, go with God and let God go with you. Deuces.